Hey everyone, welcome back to Interlude, the series where Nye makes up for not having a episode ready to go today by showing you some of the games he's playing right now. This time we're going to look at the game Space Run, which came out almost a year ago now, actually, now that I think about it. Space Run is a take on the old tower defense genre by kind of splitting up a little bit what the tower defense genre means. So in Space Run, we play as Buck Mann, and we fly a spaceship along space lanes and transport product. So that's why it's fast and safe delivery. The deal with Space Run, though, is that the stuff that we're doing is not always safe, right? Things don't always go particularly well as we're delivering. And so we have to defend our ship by adding on modules that will allow us to fight off enemies. Let's go ahead and see if we can create a new profile. We'll go ahead and do standard game rules. We'll be Buck Mann, and we'll go ahead and play. Wait for it patiently to load up. As far as tower defense games go, I don't play a ton of them just because I find that their gameplay kind of... we'll go ahead and skip, maybe. 20. There we go. Okay, we'll go ahead and skip the introduction here. Maybe, if it'll let me. Am I allowed to skip the introduction? There we go.
Mr. Buck, Captain...
Yes. So the game is fairly well voice acted. Has a... as far as I can tell, a decent story going on. It's more kind of a series of events that your main character, Buck Mann, goes through, trying to, pay off his debts and things like that. The game has kind of a both straight progression going on and kind of side questing progression going on. You have a variety of companies that will allow you to work for them, and they will pay you in money to complete their events. And as you go along, you will eventually get access to engineering, which you saw me do in my other profile, which I'll go back to once we do a mission. And you're allowed to customize and upgrade your ship, which allows you eventually to do other cool things. The game, as I said, is fairly voice-acted. The voices are pretty decent, I think. There's some guys are a little more hit and miss. The visuals are okay. They're nothing amazing.
Sir, we are ready to load cargo.
Yep. Shut up. Don't care. Okay, so the way this works is you start your You start your mission just like you can see right now. So we start off in a hangar, and we're given a very basic rig. So this is us right here, this hex grid thing right here. And so we're given however modules that we're going to start with. We're given a certain amount of kind of money to start with, and then the game just says go. So what we're going to do, there's our cockpit, so I'm not allowed to put anything there. We have 2 of this container, so it's courtesy of the Big Cargo Company. It has 200 hit points. It's destroyed if hit points drop below 0. It takes up 1 hex cell in just a single hex cell, and it is not repairable. So there's, if this thing gets hurt, it's hurt, and that's about it. Then we also have our space thruster, which gives us thrust power of 100. The more thrust power, the faster ship goes. It has 250 hit points. It has unique orientation, occupies 1 empty space outside the ship. So it has restrictions on how it can be placed, and it is 1 hex cell. So we can place the thruster right here, and you'll notice that as I place this, I'm trying to remember how we can alter the direction things aim. But as we place this, you'll notice that it has that 1 empty cell that it's aiming at, and that is where it's going to be aiming at. So if I use that, nothing can aim in this direction of this cell right here. We're going to go ahead and place that there. We also have to place down both of our containers, because you notice the startup modules, we have to have 3 of 3. So you have Buck Mann, he's your pilot. He's fairly a little bit full of himself. He's got a decent personality. He's not bad. You have your android, who's okay, and that's about it. We're going to go ahead and start. So we got our little cutscene animation. Unfortunately, graphics are not like this throughout the game, unfortunately. As soon as we kind of escape the station, which is going to happen right about now we're in our top-down thing. So we're going to go ahead and play. We're going to start building as soon as I'm actually able to. So you'll notice that time's passing, and I'm gaining
small but but still deadly asteroids are coming towards us.
There we
I
go.
suggest we prepare quickly.
Okay. So we're going to gain bolts gradually as we play through. And the game is going to tell us where threats are going to come with. So and the threats always come from the same direction in every case. So notice that coming from the front are 6 small asteroids. Gives you general idea. They have 15 health. And they're coming in 6 seconds. If you look down here, we can see a couple of things. So this is where our ship is right now. So there's Buck Mann. We'll get some details on the asteroids if we want. Let's see if I can pause for a second. There we go. Okay. So if you look at the layouts that we have right here, you can see we have weapons here, shields here, and miscellaneous utility things here that we're going to be able to use. And we're going to unlock more as we go, as you might expect. We also gain bolts. Bolts are gained over time, just naturally occurring. But if we destroy things, we can gain more bolts. We do have to sweep our cursor over them to collect them, from what I recall. But we will have to do that. You'll also notice that we have some stars here telling us, I think this is how well we're doing. There's a time here, and then I think this is a leaderboard. Right down here, you see how far you have progressed in this particular mission. And what you'll notice is there is a timer. I believe that's the minimum speed you can go and actually beat the level. You also have the 2 stars. If you go faster, the faster you complete the game, the level, the better you do, the more money you get, things like that. So we want to complete this faster than this particular mark right here, which will continue accelerating. In order to do that, we're going to have to put on more thrusters. Okay, let's. You'll notice that we are shooting all of these rocks. Going to gain a little bit of bolts for it. It's going to give me a little bit of money. Threat indicator says that above me is going to be another enemy. So we want to make sure that we have a gun aiming in this direction so we can deal with the small pirate drone. And there's going to be more pirate drones directly in front of me. It does take a very small amount of time for the... actually, I do not want this. This is actually the exact wrong place for that to be. We do not want... stuff takes time to build. So we do not want to waste time because we only have a certain amount of time to do it. Things can be angled in certain directions. And you notice that we are taking a little bit of damage. It's not terrible right now. I don't have to worry about it too much. But if I don't focus on repairing, we could be in a huge bit of trouble. Now remember, it's telling me I need to go fast because I need to be able to beat the time from the other times. So we're going to launch another thruster here, which is going to speed me up. And all of a sudden, you notice now I'm gaining on express delivery, but I still have to get light speed delivery, which is still doing better than me. So I'm going to need to build another thruster to be able to catch that. If I don't, we're going to fail. Okay, so I got stuff coming. We got tons and tons of asteroids. Now, you notice that some of these asteroids are on course to hit me, and some are not. We only have to worry about the ones that are on course to hit me. Nothing else really matters here. We're having a little bit of trouble. I really want to repair this as soon as I can, but I'm on a little bit of a, kind of a wait-and-see sort of thing. We're going to need to go ahead and build that right there. This is going to be my ship built about as much as I can actually build it. I'm not really able to do much more. You'll notice this is turned green, so I can actually start catching up to this guy. There's a chance that I'm going to be able to actually do something with him and beat him. I don't have much that I'm able to do with this run, obviously, because if you'll notice, I only have a very specific amount of things available on me, on a number of gun slots and things like that. I can't do all that much. So all I have to do is kind of hope that I'm doing this right. Keep in mind that if any of these asteroids hit a piece of my ship, I will probably immediately lose that piece, if not something else. Okay, notice there's Buck Mann. I'm ahead of Lightspeed Delivery by a fairly safe margin, and I just beat the level. So keep in mind, that was the first level. Nothing, like, huge and amazing. We went about as fast as we had to. So our reputation just increased. We got a lot of money. Lightspeed Delivery gave us a bonus here as soon as we did that. And so we're done. Yes, blah, 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 blah. So there's our story. Okay, so now we just unlocked engineering. And engineering allows us to use and parlay some of this money directly into the ship. So, for example, the laser cannon, if I want to upgrade this, 500 space credits allows me to reorient it. So, that's an ability that allows me to change the direction of the space cannon, which would have been really helpful in that last mission, because that would have allowed me to really customize where it's aiming. I also can go into defense modules, and I could just buy the force fields. Notice that this one's already bought for me. This one I have to buy for myself to give me a force field. Utility modules, I could upgrade the space thruster. So Tactical Brake says that if I turn off the thruster, I don't get the thrust anymore, but I do gain money over time, which lasts about 30 seconds. You notice that I need more reputation to unlock these. Basic modules, empty cell, I could actually build blank spaces. And command bridge, I can actually get things upgraded. And then we have cargoes, it tells me about those, and then threats that I have to deal with. So interesting stuff. When we go to delivery, now we can see, you know, there is more stuff to do down the line. So you'll notice that these 5 stars, that's not an indication of it's not an indication of difficulty. That is an indication of how well I have done so far. So we have Stellar Road, and we'll get more unlocks later. Let's go back and change profile to my main profile. Now you'll notice that I have 4 different people I'm working for, some of which are working for more than others. And I believe it really depends more on... this really is depending more on, I think, you have to have enough stuff done. So you have to have enough stars for your VIP, your reputation, but you also have to have finished certain quests in order to be able to do this. So, for example, Highway Star here and Rocky Ambush here requires that I have completed Exodus here. So Exodus is the one that I haven't done. We can go into engineering and see how I've done. So I've got stuff like the Twin Blaster here, which I can customize. I have the Heavy Laser Turret. I completely dismissed the Rocket Battery as something I didn't want to do. I have the Ion Cannon ready and raring to go. I have the Space Thruster and the Power Generator. Those are completely upgraded. And we also have the Empty Cell that we can start upgrading. So it drops 50 like nuts when it's destroyed. So that's a pretty useful thing. So that means if that Empty Cell is destroyed while I'm playing, I get something out of it, which is kind of useful. But we really don't want to do that. What we want to do is we're going to go and do a delivery, and let's see if we can go a little bit above to the Guardian, which has us have 2 mechanics. These allow me to build containers as I'm going, and the more containers I have, the more profit I make. So the question is, can I get high profit here? This also, I believe, means that there's a, I think this means there's a boss on this one, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played. We also start with 5 containers. The more of these we have, the more credits we get at the end. Let's go ahead and start this particular delivery. So you notice I have a much larger ship this time. So so we're gonna be doing pretty good. Now the location that we place the containers is really gonna decide a lot of stuff about how our ship is gonna go. The problem is that I haven't played this game in quite some time, so I don't remember exactly how every module goes on us. So this might not be a good configuration, but we're gonna go anyways. We'll see what we can do. Let's go ahead and skip the entrance, and we're gonna just see what happens. So I start with 204. Let's see. I don't know what all these are. Start with this. That seems good, right? I don't remember, you know, what all these guns do is the problem, so I don't remember that. But the configuration might change. We started with 200 bolts, so you can see that this is maybe a little bit different from what we had before. Okay, so this gun is ready to go, but that requires energy to fire off, and I don't have any energy, so that was evidently a really bad plan. So now I have these asteroids coming at me that I can't take care of. So you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to restart, because that obviously wasn't the way to go. You don't want to use a gun that you can't use. So let's go ahead and change. So you'll see right here it says two energy is required for that one. That explains that. What we probably should do is we should probably go with just 2 of those and call it a day. Maybe 2 isn't even needed, but I can always... let's see, we're probably going to want to throw another thruster on here. We can use 2 of those and call it a day, and hopefully that will help us out. So there goes another thruster. All of a sudden our thrust picks up, and all of a sudden... you notice these are actually still ahead of me, even though I have 2 thrusters. We're going to want to pick up as much money out of this as we possibly can. This shows you where these are intending to hit you, so you kind of have an idea of what you have to deal with. Reorient and recycle if need be. So, these are hitting me. You'll notice that they are dealing damage to me. And unfortunately, that's because I just did not have enough blocking that. So this is really a question of can I build the ship that I need in order to do what I need it to do? I think we're going to go ahead and drop this one down here, but I probably should drop this one maybe right here to have a better firing on those guys. The only thing one of the things that really gets to me is that there's this vocal thing the game does. Your companion, I think we're gonna want to. Problem is I don't remember what all these do. Your AI companion talks a lot, and that just gets to me. It really does. He annoys me. I believe this is an energy thing, so that means we can use those guns a little bit more. I believe this is a... Go and grab all these. I believe this is a shield? Yeah, that's a shield. So that's going to protect us. It'll protect certain pieces of us, at least. The problem, let's go ahead and build a container there. We'll build a container there. This one I kind of want to get rid of, so we're going to see what happens there. We're definitely going to want to add another thruster right here. We got something coming in. This is a light transporter. If I destroy this, we get extra money. So there is, I don't remember what that does. I think that's a smaller shield generator. This is a larger shield generator. No, this is a gun of some sort. I don't recall what it is, though. I'm going to imagine that this is an ion device. So if I destroy this guy, I get a lot more monies. So that's going to be kind of something we want to do. Got a bunch of small pirate fighters that are going to show up pretty soon. Yeah, that's an ion cannon, which is definitely going to be helping us here. We do have reorient on this, so I can change that to aim forwards. Notice all the monies that I just picked up from that. Okay, so we want to kill that basically as soon as possible. Let's see. Can I need to be getting some guns up. No! Shoot there. You got to do this and got to reorient them so that way we can take these guys out as soon as possible. I don't think we're going to be able to do much here, and I'm actually beginning to kind of fear for my potential success here. You'll notice that we are taking a fair amount of damage up here. So I think one of the things that I did wrong is that when I started up here, I put this here. We want that probably to be more back there. That way I can put kind of a shield generator up towards the front there. That seems like maybe a more effective use of my starting cache here. We want to put this guy probably up front, because that's going to allow us to, let's see, shield generator. That one, right? We'll put a shield generator there. We probably want to get some sort of energy device at some point. I don't know what we're going to be able to do there. This requires 1 energy. I don't currently have 1 energy, so that's unfortunately going to be a downside here. Notice that there is a power rapid fire, which makes these things shoot a lot more often. Problem is, I have to have that energy, which I believe is this thing right here, in order to make that happen. So we're going to have to look into that. And really, when it comes to these levels, a lot of these levels are very trial and error. Shoot that thing, please. Shoot that thing, please. It's very trial and error, figuring out kind of what's going to work for this particular mission. Okay, I don't want to do that there. I want you to turn... I can't turn you. Okay. So now we have power, so now I should be able... Are you gonna... I don't know, that didn't seem to have given me power here. Okay, we're gonna need to... We're gonna need to do something. I don't know. Can I turn you on? Oh, okay. So I gotta... No, that's... Oh, it's not next to that thing. Oh, that's what it is. It's not next to it. I need this thing to be right there. It needs to be next to that construction. Otherwise, it doesn't do a damn thing. There we go. So now you'll notice that I should get a shield that spins up right now. So that's going to be really helpful to some extent. But, there we go. Let's move that forward. So now we got 2 guns aiming forwards. Those may be... Those may end up being protected enough to be able to do something. Not quite sure, though. So we got our shield. Our shield's going to protect our guns, and it's going to make it, a little bit at least. You're not really being protected. That's fine. Got to wait a couple seconds. Let's go ahead and reorient you. So it's really, you're just kind of like real-time fixing up the ship, getting things good. We're really going to need to make that happen. We need to catch up because we are so far behind these in terms of delivery speed. So we're going to need to pick that up. Let's get you to go aim in that direction. You're going to need to change that direction. You're going to need to change that direction. We're just trying to get as much money as we possibly can here. Looks like we are missing a boat down here, unfortunately. I wonder if I could get this to work with enough money. Or I could just, I'm not going to be able to make that happen. I believe that requires, oops. I believe that requires energy as well. So that's the kind of unfortunate thing about this, is that you have to be really on point with, turn that way, please. You have to be really on point with how you're making things to make sure that you're getting all of your bonuses, all of your monies, to make sure you're just ready to go. I kind of want the super thruster, to be honest with you. We're gonna see what happens though. Okay, so the next thing we want to do. Okay, so we got some more on the way. Unfortunately, I don't think. See, this can. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So this one's kind of cool because it can shoot in 2 directions at once. Very, very useful skill. And then you can swap configuration. All of a sudden, it's shooting a lot of shots in one direction. So I've always kind of liked that one. Looks like we got another big guy coming along. Let's go ahead and throw that down there. We're going to go ahead and recycle this one. It's going to slow me down a little bit, but this one is going to give me such huge boost of power you're not going to even know. That's a Star Trucker. He's going to show up, looks like on my bottom side. So we're going to want you to be in this orientation until that guy shows up, so that way we can see about taking him out, getting a little bit of extra money. A little bit of piracy never hurt anybody, right? Okay, so you'll notice I'm not even catching up to the faster ones yet. We haven't even gotten there. You need to reorient in that direction. You need to reorient in that direction. You need to repair. You need to be repaired. You can't even reorient in that direction. This guy is going to have to, go huge on this in order to really get the big bonuses off that. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to shoot enough of this guy to get the big stuff off of that. And then all of a sudden, these guys show up. We need to be turning these guys here. I'm going to lose both these guns, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and toss down a missile launcher, because this shield's only going to last for so long. As soon as this guy gets out of our range, then we're going to need to switch configurations so we can keep shooting at this guy. And then I'm going to need, definitely, to pick up another missile launcher. It's very much a balancing act. Looks like we're definitely going to catch up to express delivery right there, but I'm not sure how we're going to do against any other delivery. Let's see if we can recycle that. And I think we're going to go ahead and throw in probably another standard gun here, 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 and here. We're going to take a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, we did just lose one. Damn, we just lost 2. Oh, we lost a lot in that little attack. We are, unfortunately, in a really bad way now because of that. That was just my bad for not really noticing what was going on there. We're going to leave you like that. This guy we're probably going to recycle because he's not being that useful to me anymore. And instead, this guy is going to drop right there. We're probably going to, let's see, these are missile launchers. We probably want a couple more of these. They can't turn, unfortunately. That's the downside. Looks like this smuggler is going to try to attack me. So we need to be ready for him as soon as he shows up, which is not going to take too long for him to try to cause some problems in my direction. Do we have... Let's see. This guy's getting wrecked, so I'm not too worried about him. Our shield is coming back online. This is probably going to die. Oh, okay, that was good. So smuggler goes down. Go ahead and repair all of this. We're going to go ahead and grab another gun to put here. As you can see, I'm just trying to keep my gun together. Is just my gun. Trying to keep my ship together in general. We're going to want to do that. These guys don't have, like, anything. They are in a bad way. We need to repair that engine. Lots of stuff is about to show up and cause problems for me, so hopefully we're going to get most of this stuff blown up before it hits me too badly. Okay. Need to get another engine going here. See, we're 265 behind that guy. All of a sudden, we have a ship coming from behind, and this is where bad things start to happen, because he's coming up in 15 seconds. I'm not going to be able to get away from him. That's not how the game works. We don't get away. So I'm going to have to find a way to aim guns back at him.
I'll go for up.
So now all of a sudden, I have a boss I have to deal with. We're going to go ahead and start building stuff to deal with him, but you'll notice that he is aiming immediately at me. Just got rid of my engines, unfortunately. And I'm not going to be able to stop him because I don't really have a setup that allows me to do that. So we are in huge trouble. Let's see, can I change you and you to aim back there? So now I'm going to shoot him a little bit, but it's going to, let me see if I can get a better view on him. He's got a lot of stuff, and he's just going to kind of circle around my ship. Let's go ahead and change your angle. Can't change your angle. There we go. So I got to change everybody's angle to be able to actually hit this guy. He took that gun out entirely, unfortunately. So I need to catch back up. I need to get back on the offensive here because he's just going to blow me completely out of the sky. Hopefully this gun here will be able to do a little bit of work. Let's go ahead and do some repairs right there. Maybe be able to kill him. You'll notice that Lightspeed Delivery has actually already finished. I cannot catch up to that thing anymore. The question is, am I even going to be able to kill this guy without being killed up myself? And that is a really good question. We're going to go ahead and just keep on firing at him. It looks like we will survive, thankfully. But I don't know if we're going to be able to... I don't know if we're actually going to be able to get a decent time on this one, unfortunately. Okay. We actually won. So the next question is, can I get enough speed out of this rig to beat Express Delivery? And looks like no. Express Delivery already beat me to the punch, unfortunately. So I ran really slow here, and the thing is, it's been a while since I've actually played the game, so that probably has something to do with it. If I was actually thinking, if I remembered how things actually worked, I probably would have played better. But that should hopefully give you an idea of how the game works. Okay, so we get paid. So notice that I do get paid no matter what, so I'm still getting a little bit of extra money so I can keep on customizing my ship, so I can go get a little bit better. And guys, that is Space Run. If you're into tower defense games, I highly encourage that you go take a look at it. You can check it out. It is pretty cheap. You'll find a link in the description as usual. If you like tower defense games, if you like space, and if you like smartass heroes, I think you're gonna like this one. I'll see you guys soon.